Looking to spruce up your tiki bar or make a certain room in your house look a little extra tropical? Well, check out Kindred Spirits Creations, our newest sponsor here at Adventures with Alchemy. Check their page out on Facebook and add that little special something to your home. Hello there, and welcome to another Adventures with Alchemy. I am your host, Christian Diaz, aka Skipper Cristian, and I am sorry for the long hiatus, but with the world getting back somewhat to a normality, the job has come a-calling. So back to the bar I go. It has been a busy month, to say the least. If you know where I work, you know that I work at an extremely busy place. And yeah, it's been great. The support has been wonderful. The energy is fantastic. But the show must go on. So let's get to it. Today we are talking about the coconut. Ah yes, the coconut. Wonderful for so many reasons. For food, cocktails, beauty products. I'm sure there's a million other things that I don't know off the top of my head, but those are the ones I think about right off the top of my head. Mainly, we're gonna get into the food and drink part, okay? And to be more specific, the drink part. Before we get into that stuff, I wanna talk about the coconut first. There's so much to know, and I think that just a little bit of a rundown would be good, just so that we have a better understanding of our friend, the coconut, okay? So, let's start. A couple of things that we should know about the coconut. Number one, it's not a nut. It is actually a drupe. What is a drupe, Christian? Well, good question. A drupe is more like a peach. That's pretty much all you need to know. This is more related to a peach than a nut. Crazy, right? Who knew? So, the next thing we need to know is what to look for when we select a coconut. Okay, you know how we check our melons, or we get an avocado, and you kind of give a little squeeze to find out which is the best one. There are ways to find out if the coconut is good. To show you, we have a young coconut and a mature coconut. As you can see, the husk and shell have been removed. You can see that the shape is a little bit different. This is filled to the brim with water. This has water in it, but maybe not as much. You can hear it. There's going to be differences in uses, mainly. So let's talk about that a little bit. Young coconuts, okay? Young coconuts, you can buy them just like this. You also, when you go to select them, you're looking for white, clean, no mold, things of that nature. No discolorations, no weird color, okay? It should just be clean and white. Now, as you leave it out, oxygen hits it, it will start to have mold, so time to be considerate of time. Young coconut, meat is rubbery, full of liquid. I mean, to the brim, full of liquid. And it is perfect for things like smoothies. Delicious. Because it's young and juicy and rubbery, it just goes perfect with those things. Now, the mature coconut has more meat. You can literally hear the water when you shake it. And that is important because this is the kind you find just about everywhere in the grocery store. It's the most readily available. We use it for baking. We use it for a lot of culinary purposes. You want to extract oils, things of that nature. You want to go for that meat, okay? What to look for is, you see these three little points? Those are called eyes. 1, 2, 3. You see that? Those are called eyes. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that they don't have any mold on them, because that can be an indicator that there is mold inside. Just like a cork on a wine bottle. If you see that there's a crack, that can mean that there's oxygen inside. That means that everything inside went to shit. So it's important that you check the eyes. Check the eyes, okay? Now we know how to pick our coconut. Another little minute detail is the weight, okay? If you have a nice heavy coconut, indicator is probably gonna be more meat and liquid inside of it. So yeah, weigh them out. See, anyway. Now, how do we remove that delicious inside treasure of the coconut? I'm going to show you. Let's do this. Okay, so this is our little mise en place setup we got going on here. This right here is a coconut opening kit from Amazon. Okay, we'll even leave a link in the description for you. This is, I've never seen one of these before. I literally just got this a few hours ago and ordered it yesterday, and just typed in coconut opening kit, and there we have it. So I am going to name these according to my own perception of them. I don't know what their actual names are, so I apologize. But here they go. We have a rubber mallet, tiny rubber mallet that goes with this juice opener guy, water opener, something, I don't know. So what you do is you take a young coconut like this, you put the guy on top, you start to mallet down, which I will do for you in a moment. And then yes, it goes in, you pop it out, and it leaves a giant hole here for you to be able to just pour out your coconut water. Okay, very cool, very, very cool. The next thing we have is our prison shank. Seriously though, look at this thing. This is like a coconut knife, I'm guessing. It is perfect also, I'm guessing, for pumpkins. You look for the softest eye, and then you drive this sucker right into it, right? Doesn't that sound pleasant? And you drive it in, you twist, pop it out, and once again, you can pour out your milk, your water. The other nifty little gadget is this guy. Kind of looks like a, I don't know, like a corkscrew mixed with a gun handle. I'm not really sure, or a cane, you know. It has this little pusher inside to remove any debris from punching in. You remove the guard, and as you can see, it has a spike head. You push this in. Once again, you push this in here, or you push this in here. So this is actually, this is probably better for this guy. But yeah, you push it in, pop it out, put this back in just to get all the schmutz out, and yeah, from there you could just enjoy. Now, once you've cracked it open and the meat's exposed, you can use this to scrape out the meat and get nice big chunks, or you can use this guy to get the little chunks. Now that we know, oh, and of course the knife. The knife we use to open up the coconut. We use the blunt side, not the sharp side. And a couple of little tools you're going to want to use is maybe have a few measuring cups lying around, and a bowl or a couple containers to collect water. And also a strainer, because you will get fibers and things like that sometimes in your liquid, and it's not bad for you, but you know, you don't want to drink that stuff. And finally, if you really want to save everything, if you're trying to get 100% yield, if you work in a restaurant or something of that nature, you can save the outer shell, and you can use that for smoking. You can use that for you can do fire. So like if you work in, say, like a barbecue house, you can put this in with your wood, get some nice coconut in there. You could use this for different types of decorations. Anyway, we could get into all kinds of different uses. The point is, you can get 100% yield. You can use the entire thing. Nothing needs to go wasted. All right? These are our tools. Now let's learn how to dissect a coconut. So the next tool we're going to play with is our coconut shank. It's not sharp, so you don't have to worry about hurting yourself too much unless you're being foolish with it. Cool handle for strong penetration, and yeah, it's a great tool. Now, personally, I don't think it's necessary because you're gonna see what I mean. We have our coconut face, your eyes, mouth, nose, eyebrows. Try to imagine it. Use your imagination. And what you want to do is you want to find the softest circle. Usually that's the mouth. What you want to do is you take your trusty shank here, find that eye, and just go on in. And yeah, as you can hear, like the pressure come out, and push on in. Give it a little twist. You'll see coconut coming out right away. So now that we've opened up our coconut, let's drain it. Just gonna put it on in there. Give it a couple shakes, or many shakes, and we're gonna get that liquid out. While we're doing this, it's important to remember that the more mature the coconut, the less water it will have in it. Okay, so as you can see, it gave us quite a bit of water. Not all mature coconuts are that low in water. That was a really good amount of water. Anyway, so now that we've drained our coconut, so you can see he's empty, he's ready to go. We want to turn him facing up. Now, the reason why I did that is so that you can see what I'm pointing at. The equator of the coconut is where you want to strike. Okay, so facing up. In this case, I'm going to put my hand on its nose and turn it sideways. Take the back end of your knife, put it in a position to where it won't hurt you, and with control. And I went a little high on that one, but you can see what I'm talking about. Got a nice little cup there for filling. Of course, it's the meat in the mature coconut that we're after. It's tasty. It's just perfect. I mean, look at that. So, here we have a young coconut. We are going to take our cool little plugs thing or jabber, or I don't know. We'll just call it a tooth plug jabber, right? Yeah, cool. And we're just gonna jam it in there. It's not easy, as you can tell. It takes a little bit of elbow grease, but just little by little, work it in. And yeah, once you get sprayed, you know you got it in there. So, now that we have our puncture hole there, you can see, let's get our deliciousness. Delicious fresh coconut water. And they sell cool little spouts and screw-in spouts for this, and yeah, those are great. Actually, wouldn't mind getting a few myself. So if you actually are somebody that buys lots and lots of coconuts and you're planning on doing this, maybe grab some of those little screw-in spouts. And yeah, you can find those on Amazon as well. Very, very cool. Boom. And we're just gonna put that away for later. Okay, so let's say you have a young coconut and you want to clean it up. By cleaning it up, I mean extracting the actual coconut seed from the plant matter that's surrounding it. What you're looking for is something like this. This is actually a young coconut that I cleaned up yesterday so that I could show it to you today. Cool thing about this, the amount of nutrients that's in the coconut meat at the time. It's high in fat, and I believe 89% of that fat is saturated fat. Now, for those of you that are into keto, then you know all about MCTs, which is a medium chain triglyceride. Basically, it is a source of energy from fat, for those of you that are not aware of what an MCT is. And this stuff, young coconut water and young coconut milk, is just loaded with this stuff. So we're talking about good for your heart, good for your body, tons of fiber, so good for your digestive system, and of course those MCTs and that fat for energy. So there's just a lot of wonderful things going on nutritious wise. Culinary wise, it's used for a lot of wonderful Thai dishes and other really, really good desserts. So yeah, you want yourself a nice young coconut. We're gonna remove the seed by cleaning the outside. I'm gonna show you how. We're gonna turn this into this. So what are we gonna need to do that? Well, for one thing, you're gonna need a coconut, all right? Well, that kind of goes without saying. But you are also going to need two knives. You're going to need a nice, very sharp chef's knife and a very nice, sharp paring knife, okay? And I mean sharp. Freshly sharp these bad boys before you do this. The better the knife, the better the work, okay? So basically, like I said, imagine that this guy, like you see the face, is pointing up, like its tail is pointing up. That's exactly what we're looking at right now. We are basically gonna just clean it up. That's all you're gonna do. So let's put our guy right here. and we're just going to start. Be very careful. Try to face the blade away from your hand. Now you might see me do a few things, but don't forget I've been playing with knives for many years, and I have sustained many injuries. So I speak from experience. Blade away from hand, okay? Let's do this. Now, as you can see, we've removed all the major stuff. All the big stuff is now gone, leaving us with a semi-covered young coconut. This is where we're going to take our little guy, our paring knife, and we're just going to start cleaning up the outside. Now, if you want this stuff to come off a little easier, just let it sit out at room temperature for a few minutes. 20 minutes to a half an hour. That's good. It'll dry up real nice. It'll be a lot easier to take off. Well, as you can see, we've pretty much got there. There's still a little bit left on the outside that you could really get into detail with if you want to. But this is what you're going to end up with. As you can see, you can already see the eye in the mouth. You'll see it, and that's the one you could poke through really easily with like a straw and just take that, drink that water. Oh man, it's good. And then just like a regular coconut, just like a mature coconut, what you want to do is, poke a hole in the mouth, take out the water, extract the water, and then, create your little diameter circle around, and then give it a good whack like you would a regular coconut. You open it up and enjoy the meat. If you get a chance, try it, cook with it, enjoy it. This is, as you can see, what's left. You could use this for like mulch. You could just grind this stuff up, put it in your mulch, plant it. It's good for don't throw it away. You could always use it for something, whether it be for your garden or whatever, So if you know of any other good things you can do with this stuff, please leave a comment. I'd love to learn. I'd love to know. Educate us, by all means. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little demonstration. I know I have, because I love playing with knives. So if you get a chance, get yourself a young coconut, clean it up, and enjoy. No whats, no buts, no coconuts.